I think somebody said, I think Vince, I might have muted you, but thank you so much for jumping on, and good evening, good to see you. So first of all, guys, I want to kick this off. I'm going to do a quick screen share if I can, but I think it's going to start on the wrong page, but that's okay. And say happy Mother's Day. So hopefully you guys can see that. Anita, you could give me a thumbs up if you can, because I can see your smiling face. Perfect. Thank you so much. So happy Mother's Day to all you mamas, and to all those dads that made us moms. We're so grateful for you as well. And as somebody said, we got on here, it can't do it without a village. So grateful for each and every one of you, and to be on this journey with you. And hopefully you had blessed days with your mamas and your families and your kiddos, and enjoyed all of that. So happy Mother's Day. And we've got some fun things coming up. And so wanted to share just some of these upcoming events. You can always just take a screenshot if you'd like. But all of this will be posted and is posted in New Age Nation already. But we have, and I'm sorry, guys, I'm a little frazzled. So let me back up a second. Hi, I'm Andrea. Thanks so much for being on here tonight. So good to see you guys. So thank you for that. Apologize. Didn't even say hello. So now we'll get back to it. So we've got some events coming up all around the nation, and I'm so excited to see some of you in person, and would love to see more of you. So if you're looking to get something on the calendar in your neck of the woods, do it. We would love to come out your way. We'd love to see you, and we don't even need to be there if you don't want us there, but put it on the calendar anyway, because it's fun and it's a blast. So we've got a few that we're going to talk about on here this Saturday. So a week from yesterday, we've got two, one in person in Monroe, Louisiana, and we're calling it New Age in the Bayou. And then one, and the contact for that is going to be Julie Bradshaw. So if you've got questions, if you want to go, if you haven't seen the flyers, they are all over New Age. If you haven't seen them yet, reach out to her and she can get you the details. I could probably help you too, so you can always message me as well. And then we also have a virtual Super Saturday. So maybe you're not local to Monroe, Louisiana. Well, join us online. So they're doing it. That's an Oklahoma group putting that on. It's going to be amazing. They have a ton of really great speakers that they're connecting with and having on there. And Lynette Hebrink is going to be the contact for that. And if you don't know how to get a hold of her, again, feel free to get a hold of me. Message me on Facebook, text me, whatever, smoke signals. I'll get you the information as soon as I can. And then in July, we have two in-person events that I know of so far. One is going to be New Age Summer in the Rockies, and Miss Tammy Maltby is going to be your point of contact for that. Not too long ago, we had an event out there and it was phenomenal. So they definitely know how to put them on. It's going to be a great, great event. And then another one, July 22nd through the 24th in Arkansas. And actually, I believe they're going to be having like a golf tournament or something. I won't be participating in that, but on the 21st. So if you're a golfer, head on out to Arkansas, get there a day early. They're going to be having some fun. I was able to go to that Arkansas event last year, and it was phenomenal. So highly recommend that, and get your tickets, do all that good stuff. And then hopefully you guys can still see this. Anita, I'm staring at you when you're done taking a drink. Okay, good. We've got some specials going on. So just wanted to share, hopefully you guys have all seen this online, but I didn't know about some of them, so I thought, heck, I'll share them with you guys tonight. So first of all, Vanali is on loyalty. You can get up to 3 bottles. I know I got mine. I cannot wait. We all know what, it's a phenomenal product. If you don't know a lot about it, it's a combination of vitamin C, grapeseed extract, and one other thing that I can't think of right now. So if you guys want to put it in the chat, feel free. But phenomenal for your immune system. In Japan, they call it the beauty pill because it's really good for your skin and hair and nails, all that kind of stuff as well. But I love that you can super dose it. So if you're a little bit under the weather, maybe you're fighting off something, you need a little bit of help, you can take as much of that as you want and really overcome some of the issues that you might be having. And one thing that I heard recently, and Chris Doyle was talking about this, that, we're not doctors, we don't cure anything, right? I'm just a mom, but if maybe you're having some lung issues, if you take this product, it can help. And his issue was he had long-term cough through because of asthma, and this absolutely helped him. So just something to consider. So if you've got somebody that you love that maybe has some of those issues, well, get them some Venali. And then there's 2 different Mother's Day specials. So Venali is all month. You have the whole month to throw it in your, have it shipped with your auto ship or whatever, auto delivery. But we've got 2 specials that go away on the 12th. So we just have a couple of days with these. One is the Elite with the collagen shots. So excited for that. I am loving the Noni shots. We got some of those back in Destin. Incredible. And then the other one is with the skin cleanser, and then it comes with a lip treatment that I cannot wait to try. So that's going to be my Mother's Day gift that I'm getting for myself. So I cannot wait. Excited to try that. And then hopefully you guys have all seen that the children's vitamins are out. So I know I ordered some for my youngest one. He's 12, so you think he could figure it out, but we haven't quite got to the place where we can swallow pills yet. So he's getting these. So if you've got some young ones in your life, or I guess Aaron Decker likes them too. So maybe if you've got some grown children, they can try those as well. So just wanted to share that information with you guys before we turn it over to the meat of the call. So this, my first guest on here, and Kamila, am I saying your name right? You're muted.
Close enough.
Well, you tell me the right way. I'll fix it.
Kamila.
Kamila.
Emphasis on a me that's not even in there.
Kamila.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to butcher it, but it's going to be butchered out of love. If you've guys seen these with me.
Nobody says it right, and I answer to anything that's close.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to try. We're going to try real hard to do it right. But I had the pleasure of meeting Kamila at a local event in Jackson, Tennessee. Gosh, was that 2 weeks ago now? I think it was 2 weeks ago. And I was
about 3 weeks. About 3 weeks now.
3 weeks ago now. I'm a mom. How many times I say it? My brain is like a sieve. Everything goes right through. Okay, 3 weeks now. Feels like just yesterday. But I was absolutely blown away by her story. And there's another plug on why you want to go to events, because you meet phenomenal people. And literally when I was speaking with her, the hairs on my arms stood up, the back of my neck, because it was a story that we could all relate to in a scary moment. So I wanted her to come on here. So guys, just take a glance at this photo. And Kamila, if you wouldn't mind, I'm gonna turn off the screen share so that we can see you better. But if you wouldn't mind just sharing with us a little bit about your transformation, kind of how you got here, and what you've been able to accomplish with New Age.
All right, kind of the backstory. That baby in the picture, she's about 15 months old. She's currently 5.5, going on 35, I think. she's spitball. Anyway, the story behind her birth kind of needs to be told before we get too much further. We had to take her at 35 weeks gestation, not because anything was going on with me or her, but because my ex-husband at that time needed open heart surgery and was refusing to do it until he met her, because he had a 60% chance of not coming off the table because his heart was so bad. So his cardiologist talked to my OB, and they negotiated and agreed to take her at 35 weeks. So here's this baby who's born premature because her dad's probably not going to be around when she grows up. His heart is still bad. He's had several heart attacks, strokes. His health is junk. He's probably not going to be here when she's an adult. And so I knew this prior to her birth. Well, when she was about 15 months old, I went to the doctor, 36 years old, wanting to get on oxygen because I couldn't breathe walking across my room. I was 449 pounds, which, I mean, just stop and think about that. I am 5'9". I do have a large bone structure, but that's pretty close to 500 pounds. That's like elephant size. So I went to get put on oxygen, and my doctor said the meanest but most wonderful thing I think I've ever heard in my life. She reached over and she shook my daughter's little foot. She was sitting on my lap, and she says, "It's a shame this little girl's going to go to kindergarten without a mom." because her mom's not willing to do what it takes to lose the weight so she can breathe and actually be here for her daughter. Do you know what those words mean to a mom? Those are like stab you in the heart. And I mean, what do? You go home and you cry, and then you put your big girl pants on and decide, okay, we got to get a game plan going. So at that point, the following day, I joined a gym, and I was able to lose 100 pounds on my own, but I got stuck. Because let's face it, it's not easy to lose 200 and something pounds. It's not easy to lose 300 pounds. That's a huge task. And so I was able to lose 100 on my own, just portion control and chronic exercise. And after losing 100 pounds, I became a personal trainer, but I was a fat personal trainer. I was probably the fittest person in the room, but I couldn't seem to drop the fat. I could out bench press anybody, I could outdo anybody, but I just didn't look it. And it drove me nuts because I wanted to look it. It wasn't good enough to feel it. I needed to look it. Then I ran into Deanna online, and she was like, "You got to try these drops." And she was like telling me about how her mother went on the drops, and I'm gonna hold up the pretty drops. There's the drops. So she was like, her mother, who's wheelchair bound, has all kinds of medical issues, was told by her doctor she needs to drop 40 pounds, couldn't do it the normal way because she was wheelchair bound. So Deanna put her on the drops, and she managed to lose 70 pounds and keep them off. And I was like, you know what? I've tried everything else. I've been stuck for over a year. I still got a lot of weight I want to lose. What's it going to hurt? So I decided to try them. And so Deanna made a deal with me that if I tried them for a month and I saw progress, that I had to become a consultant. I rolled my eyes and I was like, okay, whatever. And I went on the drops for a month. In 1 month, I dropped 45 pounds. That's kind of phenomenal. It's kind of unheard of, but, and I went down 2 clothing sizes in 1 month. So needless to say, I became a consultant and I'm kind of stuck at sales. I'm not very good at that end of things at all, but I've seen tremendous progress. So in the time I've been on the drops, and I started last August, so not even a year, I lost 127 pounds on the drops. And so I lost 100 on my own, 127 on the drops. So that's a grand total of 227 pounds. I'm still slightly overweight. I'm still working on that. I'm still headed towards my goal, but I can't stress enough how amazing these drops are, because I was stuck for a year. Nobody eats cleaner than me. I'm a vegetarian who is obsessed with Greek salads. I mean, I eat healthy, and I exercise. Literally, I teach 14 group fitness classes a week where I'm physically doing the workout with my class. And then I work out on my own too. And I couldn't budge. I got stuck. Nothing worked until I tried the drops. So absolutely swear by the drops. Needless to say, I don't need oxygen. And my doctor now uses me as her poster child whenever she has to scare someone straight. And she sends referrals my direction as far as personal training goes. So, I mean, it's amazing how your life can turn around by just taking some weight off. Because I went from not being able to breathe to being able to breathe. I went from not being able to keep up with my kids to being able to keep up with my kids.
Wow.
I went from something fell on the floor, I'm not picking it up because I can't reach it, to nobody can squat lower than me. So, it's just amazing how liberating weight loss can be for a person.
Well, I absolutely love it. And when you shared what your doctor said to you, I think, well, everybody on here, that's a moment that we all have decisions that we can make in our life that normally it's not that black and white. Like, people don't typically say, but there's things that we could all be doing to make ourselves a little bit healthier, to make sure, do everything that we can to be here for our babies, because that's what we all want, right? So what a
Absolutely.
gift. I mean, what a gift that your doctor, it's like you said, the most horrible thing anybody has ever said, but what a gift. And I'm so grateful that she said it, because
Oh, me
it's a game
too.
changer. So, well, thank you so much. Congratulations for your phenomenal transformation. And thank you so much for sharing it with us tonight. And we can't wait to see that high school graduation photo and all of that with your baby and
Well, she's
wedding
actually
pictures.
starting kindergarten this coming school year.
I
So
love it. I love it. I love it. Well, I'm so glad you're there for it. And I'm so grateful to get to know you and excited to watch your journey as it continues here with New Age. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. And
thank you.
guys, we're gonna change over a little bit. We're gonna change direction. And this lovely lady, I've actually known for years, but I haven't had the privilege, the pleasure of speaking with Janice lately. And I don't know if I think that was the first time I've ever said your name without your middle initial. So I just called you Janice. You were always Janice R. Johnson, like every single
Exactly.
time. That's how you're in my phone, like everywhere. So you are always Janice R. Johnson. I love this woman. She absolutely sparkles. So I'm so excited to see you on here.
Thank
And I may have been stalking New Age Nation. So I don't know about you guys. Do you ever go in New Age Nation and you just scroll and you're hearting this and you're hearting that, and all of a sudden you keep seeing like the same name, right? Like flying across the screen. And I was like, what in the world is going on out there in Atlanta? Because you guys are on fire. So I was hoping you wouldn't mind. First of all, if you would just kick it off tonight, thank you so much for being here. And if you wouldn't mind just kicking us off tonight, just to share like your 2-minute story, your little bit of story of how you were able to get here, what brought you to, well, I guess we're going to say New Age, but
New Age.
that's not necessarily where we started, right?
Exactly.
But what brought you here, and just your story a little bit with us.
Okay. Fair enough. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Great talking with you once again. I started under the umbrella of Limu. I'm so glad that we are a major brand still within New Age, but that's where I started with, and still love all of the products from Limu. But a good friend of mine, Marcella, invited me to a great presentation. I didn't know what to expect, not knowing that I needed the company at the time because I was going through some major health issues that I didn't even know was going on. It's those silent things. And so as I was laying in the back of an ambulance one day, I said to myself, I've got to make a change. I needed to make a change, to do something different. And that change became a few phone calls, a few presentations, and start really working on my health. No kidding, working on my health. And at that point, things started changing with Limu. We started growing. I made a great group of people that were encouraging, that just really reached out. When you say, you know, it takes a village, it really takes a village. Brent Palmer, a lot of people were driving in to Atlanta, supporting us all kind of ways just to build that new presence in Atlanta. So I'm excited for that. I still am excited for it, especially I transitioned from Limu to RX now. New Age is a great place to be. So again, I'm grateful for just being invited, and I had the common sense to say, you know what, I need to make a change. And to me, God, it just answered my prayers. So that's my story. You want me to share something else in regards to our coaching or what we do?
Well, I want you to share anything that you want to share with us.
Okay,
I was
fair
going to
enough.
ask you just, and we'll get there. You know, you say whatever you want. The call is yours.
All right,
You're the
well,
guest.
all right,
But
well,
yeah, tell me, you talk.
all right, fair enough. So the journey has been great. The journey has been great. I've loved what I've learned over time, and even more so now where we are at New Age. But we all know that it takes a team of great leaders to help your team grow. And some of the things that we just share with our team, and I call it just a care principle. And when you're bringing in or sharing the business with new brand partners, I call this thing called care. It's called communicate, being accountable, being responsible, and then being enthusiastic about what you're doing. So from the communication piece, and why probably you've seen the activity on New Age Nation, is the fact that we're communicating more and providing opportunities for people to get the information. Yes, it's great that we're able to jump into different presentations, but you've got to use every component of social media to get our information in front of people. And that's exactly what we do. And then for me, once you say, oh God, this makes sense, I like what I saw, I'm encouraged, I'm ready to move forward. That's when you teach people about being accountable for what you do. And some of you may say, well, that's kind of basic stuff, but sometimes you forget about that as you're starting in your own business, and because you're thinking everything is going to be just beautiful, it's going to happen like this. But you have to remind people, you have to be accountable for understanding what is new age. You know, we all came from different legacy brands, but now what is new age? You need to understand it and be able to provide a quote unquote elevator speech of what it is, how are we changing from a health and wellness perspective, and then understanding that being accountable means I need to also do my work and do my part. And so that's what we share as people are growing and joining our team within this business. And then the next thing to me is being responsible, because once you understand what you're doing and you've communicated that, you have to go and just do the work. Because a lot of times as a leader, with people, I'll say, hey, how are you doing? Well, they are not doing what they're supposed to do. Well, wait a minute. You have to pull it back and say, you're the leader in this business. You have to teach people how to be, again, responsible, understand what they need to do. You can't point fingers at anybody at any time, because it's a team effort. When you're doing what you're doing and they're duplicating your efforts, to me, that's where you see success in a business. And then the last part of my care principle of care, again, communicate, being accountable and responsible, being excited about what you're doing. Because think about it. If I'm seeking or just prospecting new people, and I'm saying, oh, you know, you need to become part of this new age thing, it's great. That doesn't excite me at all. But listen, hey, I figured out a way to get another paycheck. I can get healthy, I can get wealthy at the exact same time. You guys, you need to check it out. We got a presentation tomorrow at 7:00. Can you be there? If not, can you clear your calendar? If not, I'll figure out another time to make it happen. Your excitement about something, to me, allows people to say, I need to check this out. They're doing something I need to be a part of. So just the whole care principle to me is important. And the last thing, and I'll share from just a sharing perspective, is, to me, leaders are readers. One of the books I'm reading right now is Secrets of a Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. One of the things that he talks about is, if you want to change the fruits, and the fruits are, you know, the results that we see in a business, we have to reach down and change the roots. Because sometimes we're looking at the results of something like, oh, it's not big enough. I don't have enough people. Oh, this, it's not. Those are results, but what kind of seeds did you plant to get to those fruits? That's something you have to step back. As I'm going through and reading that book, it's absolutely amazing. If that's something you want to add to your toolkit, I would recommend it for sure. But for me, being a leader, I am truly a reader about just helping people grow. Because in a business like this, in our industry, it takes a team of people understanding that you care about them. You're going to communicate, you're going to be accountable, you're going to be responsible, you're going to be excited for them, you're going to be excited with them, and you're going to talk about the fruits when it's looking good and when it's not looking good. So that's my 2 cents. Thank you.
Well, I love your 2 cents. I forgot the E, so Lisa had to help me. So thank you, Lisa. I love that so much. I think it sums up kind of our business in a nutshell. And my question for you would be on that excited. So tell me, if you don't mind, what kind of flipped in your mind to get you excited recently? You know, what's made you enthusiastic and to really take everything from what it looks like to really the next level recently?
Our global reach, our global presence alone in this company should get anybody excited. I mean, it's great that New Age has high quality products, toxin free, science driven. I mean, just a lifestyle that could just change you personally and financially. But the fact that our tentacles are being stretched to Africa, to Nigeria, South Africa, that is amazing. We're sharing something to not only educate, but change lives. And to me, that's a social change underlining of what we're doing. That excites me because I love that personal improvement that we can help people with. So once I realized that we can make a major impact in another country and somewhere that I've also visited, and I understand the need for something like this, it just blows me away, blows me away. So it's a must do. You got to do it, and you got to be excited about it.
Well, that's incredible. It shows your heart, Janice, because, you know, when we come into this looking to bless other people, it's going to show. Obviously, it shows in everything you're doing and your heart for other people. So that's incredible. And to be able to spread it around the nation really is something that I never imagined. I had around the world. It was not something that we've thought about before with our beautiful blessing that we had. But now with New Age, it really does take it to the next level. So if you wouldn't mind, and we'll kind of close with this, but would you mind just sharing with everybody tonight, and maybe a tip or two on what you're doing to create such an explosion? How are you reaching people all over the world? And what are you doing? What's your day look like to be able to create this kind of activity and momentum?
It goes back to how I started the presentation, or my points is dealing with communication, accountable, responsible, enthusiastic. We reach back to everyone that's on our current team and let them know how important it is right now to reach out to any and everyone that you know, not just in Africa, but globally. I mean, like you said, we have a footprint that's amazing in our company. So we reemphasize the importance of that. Real simple. I mean, I could tap dance probably another hour on that, but we try to keep it simple, that you communicate and we just keep duplicating the same thing over and over and over. Because again, remember, in this business, you don't want to create something that no one can duplicate at all. So we share amongst ourselves and pass this information on to all of our brand partners that are part of this team right now, and say, do the same, reach out. Who do you know? How can we reach even farther into Nigeria and South Africa specifically right now? And that's been successful for us so far.
Well, that's great. That's a great tip. That's a phenomenal tip. So thank you so much, Janice. I am so excited to see your face on here. And I was so excited to see your name all over New Age Nation, and congratulations on all your success. Thank you for sharing your tips. I know I have read The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, but it's been years. So I'm going to bump that back up the list.
Yes.
For me, I've always got to read it more than once. I love when it drops in from the universe in my lap. So I'm going to be ordering that tonight, get another copy of it. And thank you so much for all your tips. And guys, let me just turn this to you and a little assignment, because Janice just gave it to us. She just gave us all an assignment. So if you personally have a team, if you have anyone, I don't care if it's one person, 100 people, I don't care how many it is, reach out to them and say, who do you know? And pick the area. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be Nigeria or Africa or South Africa. Maybe for you, I think about me and I'm making this move. Well, who do I know in Alabama that's not already in New Age, right? So I can reach out to everybody on the team. Who do you know, right? I'm within driving distance of the whole world now. So who do you know in these places that I can drive and go visit? But reach out to your team and play who do you know. You pick the area. Doesn't matter. Pick where you want to focus. Find a place that speaks to your heart and go play who do you know for that. And then ask your people and ask yourself, how can we reach out to them? How can we help them? How can we bless these people? So that would be a great assignment this week. I know I'm going to work on that. I love that. That was a great tip, Janice R. Johnson. And you guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's always a privilege and a pleasure to spend a little bit of time with New Age Nation. And I hope you all have just enjoyed your Mother's Day, had some great times with your family, and just thanks for tuning in. And I'll get this recording up and I'll get it out on Facebook, since I wasn't able to get it to go live. But I love you guys. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you, Kamila, for sharing your story. And I hope you all have a great night. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Happy Mother's